Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Talos Principle 2, where today we are in the flooded valley, probably, and I am possibly going to do things slightly different, where I'm going to just do the puzzles first, and then I'm going to get to the exploration aspect, because I'm realizing that my methods are just a bit long-winded, and I'm going to see if we can maybe get just one portion of it solved first, and then the other part. We have a Sphinx puzzle here, which obviously... Also, I make absolutely no guarantees that I'm gonna stick to what I literally just said, but let's make an attempt. First of all, let's go to... let's just go to puzzle number 1, yeah? Maybe if we follow the path, we'll find even more standard, like, cool things as well. Also, this way I can just do the puzzles first and then mess around later. I will say not explore, but obviously I am gonna circle around every single puzzle, like... What is that animal noise? What animals await me? Never mind, I've given up entirely on my idea that I had just now. What did the Odyssey think that you can make it through this? This seems reachable. This doesn't seem that far. Never mind. We'll get to that once we're dealing with that stuff right there. For now, let's see if we can get inside this puzzle the standard way. I haven't seen the exit yet, I don't think. We have a ball, so that's exciting. Ball on a stick, that's usually a good sign for puzzles to solve. But it does not look like we have immediate easy access into the puzzle. Maybe. I mean, this is quite well placed, honestly, but I'm gonna have to try at least a little bit, you know? Because it's a bit awkward, I admit, but not like terribly. Okay, maybe it is. Alright, game. I'm just gonna check for, like, weird bird creatures, but I don't think the thing that is making that noise is actually visible. Maybe it's just Yakut making bird calls. It's classic robot shenaniganry. What do we have? Accumulator. Great. And now we can... Bam! I click discharge. Oh, I have to hold it. Good. So we can have red be in our little bubble. Discharge removes what is in the little bubble. And... Are you just gonna last forever? Because that seems pretty good. It's a pretty good deal. Alright, we can deal with this. Because now I can surely eat that. Open door. Look at that. Puzzle solved. Interesting. Interesting little mechanic that we have got going on here. Discharge. Read everything it says on the screen. I feel like this is a mechanic that works for my brain, and I'm hoping that that's going to be the case. If not, well, we tried. Alright, so...
Before we built New Jerusalem, we used to explore just like this. Small groups setting out for the horizon, looking for resources, trying to make sense of the world we'd been thrust into, trying to find a way forward. It was a hard time, but I can't deny that it was also exciting. I think it's part of our nature to be wanderers. Our ancestors crossed entire oceans on flimsy wooden boats, just to see what else there was.
Is it weird to feel nostalgic for a time I never experienced?
Yes.
I just think I could have contributed so much more back then.
It's not weird, but it wasn't all sunshine. People died. Yemo, Calvin, Isaac.
Isaac?
I know, they were family to me.
Sorry. Didn't mean to reopen old wounds.
It's a legitimate point, but I don't think it invalidates the sense of wonder we felt. That's what kept us going.
Alright, so 5 minutes in, we've solved the puzzle. I think that might be a world record of speed. And we're just gonna keep this up. The main reason why I want to split up the exploration part is that I don't really have a reason. I'm just gonna try something different this time and see if it works out. If it doesn't work out, then we'll just go back to my old ways in the next video. And it's almost certain I'm gonna get distracted. But I feel like this might make it a bit easier to like stay on like a sort of time schedule rather than having to rush the final puzzle and then just jumping over a wall and calling it a day, you know? So yeah, just a bit easier for me. But it's very likely that I can't imagine myself sticking to this pattern for the whole thing. Plus you get stuff like this, which is obviously going to take some time, but the exit's right there, so I mean, I'm going to have to try. I also saw there was a green beam in this puzzle, so I'm assuming there's going to be a long beam somewhere along the line as well. The Sphinx thing I'm basically ignoring so far because I don't want to deal with where things are on a map. Because we all saw how that went last time, and clearly I struggle a bit when it comes to reading a map. So we're just gonna leave that alone for now. And just move on from that. We'll get back to it eventually. Maybe I'll stumble upon it by accident, but given my current rigorous following of the numbers, it seems unlikely. Yeah, it doesn't look like, so far, pretty sturdy world. Maybe because I'm not starting at puzzle number like 4 or 7 or something, where usually things start to fall apart. I don't know if it's just the first couple of puzzles, which are generally like quite well constructed. Although in the previous one you could just jump out of basically all of them, so who knows really. Anyway, we got the RGB converter. We can make green. Alright, and then we can point that at that. We can make a green beam happen, and then we can make a blue beam happen, and that's the whole puzzle. Yeah? Yeah. Well, that took less time than trying to jump over the wall, I'll admit that much. I didn't expect it to... I mean, I don't know if this is still counting as tutorial, I suppose. Maybe this is also what happens if I go into the puzzles immediately, rather than running around wildly for an hour and then trying to do something sort of productive. But it's probably just a fluke. It's probably just an easy puzzle. We're just gonna move on. We're not gonna learn from any of this. Don't be ridiculous. I thought I saw smoke in the distance, but I think it was just that mountain range. Anyway, that will be that. We're going on to puzzle number 3. We'll talk to all the people as well at some point, probably. But it's not exactly my main point of interest. I know I just said I was going to the puzzle 3 and whatnot, but this one's very visible. I feel like I should get it out of the way while I still remember it's here. These things are easily forgotten. Also, just gonna have a quick little look around here, you know, just making sure there's nothing immediately obvious, but does appear it was just a little flame freely available without requiring any proper silliness or whatnot. Just a little bit of jumping. Oh god, I want to jump down so bad. I'm gonna jump down. I know we are still in the reaches of puzzle number 3. So obviously this doesn't count as exploring, yeah? This is all examining puzzle number 3 in its entirety from every angle. Sometimes when you see a puzzle in a different light, you know? It's a whole different experience. There were sticks there though, so obviously we're gonna have to look at that. Good. Sticks are acknowledged, we can move on. We've got a cool ball, orb, what have you, sphere at the top of our puzzle. 2 even. So everything should go alright. We have a hole in a wall, which is always a little dangerous. We have a box, which is equally dangerous, I would say, in our little puzzle. Just a little sneak preview of what we're about to be dealing with for sure. We have walls we cannot seemingly climb. a little slope that we cannot climb. It's really just a large quantity of things we can't climb. Had I had a connector here, though. Oh, the possibilities. Endless. I don't even need a connector now. We need like an absorby boy, and then we can just have lasers wherever we want them of any color. So that also seems pretty good. Having said that, crossing. Animal? Perhaps. With a jammer. We have the exit right here, immediately at the start. We have no normal seeming way to get in here, except maybe if this opens up the gate. But that's it, that's new. We just need to get a red from somewhere, yeah? Alright, get it. Oh. I was hoping that would work, obviously. How do we open up these kind of things here? Because we can do this. There's a box somewhere in this puzzle. Presumably blue will open up that force field. Blue is available. I kind of genuinely forgot that that bounce pad was even there. So, there you go. Good to know, I suppose. Probably fairly vital to the solving of this here puzzle. Also, let me just do this. Can I just have you not fly? Or fly back and forth? Flying back and forth would work, I suppose. Because this isn't going to do much. But I kind of need you to be on the box while it's flying, if possible. Just don't know if that's a possibility, really. We have a box, though, so that's exciting. We have a jammer still, which I, again, also just kind of forgot about. I'm forgetting a lot. Just a lot of forgetfulness going on. Shouldn't be so forgetful. There is obviously just the idea that's forming of where I can place this box and leave this place in its entirety. I don't know, this place actually looks pretty sturdy so far. I mean, again, I haven't been trying that hard. Right. But still, you know, it's not. I've seen worse. This is barely almost hitting, but not quite. I can't quite jump over this force field, even though it's quite low. Seemingly, I can't just use the fan to solve all my problems. Like, this is alright. It's alright. Can I just put it really close to it? That accidentally just goes through a wall? Because that would be kind of funny. But it doesn't appear. So, like, look at that. Look at all the things they've thought of. Very good job. Having said that, I'm not actually sure what my options are here. I'm curious about this jammer, obviously, because it seems odd that it's a jammer for this one door. I'm curious if there's anything I can do from here. There's obviously holes in the wall and whatnot. Huh. Is this something? Is this a thing? This doesn't feel like it should be, but it certainly looks like it might be. It's one of those things I've been curious about for a while, like what are the options with the holes in the wall? Because obviously just opening that door doesn't do that much for me right now. But if I could like do something like this. Yeah, that's... well, until it fell down. That's not too bad. It just needs to not fall down, really. That's my only, like something like that, yeah? And then if I had that pointing at the laser, I think that should probably work. So, and that was a thought I had before doing all of this, really. So realistically, I should have just had that be my first action. Because I could do this. I don't know if this is intended, it probably isn't, but I mean, there's holes in the wall, so what else are you gonna do with it, yeah? Is this not? No, it took it, I think. Let's see if we got a red laser in there now, because it looks like we do. Yeah. Alright, brilliant. So, what's all this then? What's going on? Like, I'll figure it out in a second, but how do I normally
There's so
get
much
this?
history here that we can't see. The founder must have walked these paths hundreds of times, maybe thousands. Miranda must have stood right where we're standing. This all looks alien to us, but it must have been familiar to them.
If this was their home, where are they now?
They must be inside the megastructure, waiting for us to pass the test. It's the only thing that makes sense.
So I'm not 100% sure what... Oh, well, you can just do that, I guess. That's a big enough hole to just push this through, clearly. Alright, yeah. Does that work for this then as well? Surely, like... Is it just that hole? Did I just happen to stumble upon the correct hole? Looks like it, because I can't just do this. I don't know if it's because I can't quite stand next to it the same way. But it doesn't look like I can just do some weird here at least. But yeah, like I can't just do this because that just moves it slightly. If I put it in front of the box, because I only really need it to be in the air for a very small amount of time, yeah? So if I could just get this to fly on top of the box or something like that, then that would be that. And there probably is a way that that is possible, and we didn't need to use the holes in the wall to point a jammer at something, but you know, the holes were there, so... I'll be honest. I genuinely think that was a valid option. But I don't really get it is the thing. That's more just the thing that's bothering me about this. Because I can't carry both. Can I get on top of one of these things? This is a sort of along the lines of I feel like I'm missing a mechanic in its entirety. I'm just not sure what it is, because this feels very similar to the problem we had in the previous world. Don't need to do that. Just checking if that still works the same. But if we could just stop this fan from blowing, that would also... Can we stop this other one? Can we take the fan out? No. Yeah, I don't really get it. If we could just have it be bouncing back and forth the entire time. Like if we could move the fan slightly, that would work for me as well. But as it stands, no idea. Yeah, it's infuriating, isn't it? It doesn't look like we could just do something silly like this either. Like there isn't a button that says take this thing and keep this thing on top of it. Unfortunately. That would really make my life a lot easier. Oh, can I jump in a minute? Oh! Okay, that's interesting. Again, this falls under... I don't think this is intended. But you can drop things in midair while you're on the fan. Can you do that with the box as well? Like, obviously that's just trapped now, but... I wonder if you could do something weird with that. It's weird that that's even a thing that you can do, really. Also, this doesn't... Even on top of this, it doesn't actually reach the thing that I'm trying to reach with it. But that's not great. But again, it doesn't need to be pointing at it for that long. Hang on, I'm gonna hold X for once, because I, for one day, actually remembered that that's a mechanic in the game. We can take everything out fairly easily, so that's at least like not a problem, but how long does it need to be in the air? Oh, that's fast. That is so fast. Okay. that is a lot faster than I thought that was going to be, because I'm assuming... I don't know what that would do, actually, because I guess that would open... Oh, it would open this, and then you could use the jammer on this side. Yeah, alright, that's fair enough. Okay, so... The solution I understand now. I just don't... Well, I understood a solution. I don't know if that one's intended either, because it's very... It is done very quickly, actually. Like, it stops... It is charged very quickly. To the point where it looks good. It's nice to know that that's an option, at least. Anyway, we're just gonna leave. And on our way to puzzle number 4, I think. I'm just taking this for fun. I like having something in my hands while I'm moving around. It makes me feel safe. That's very deep. Like, you never know when you suddenly come across a robotic fish and you need to be, like, prepared, yeah? Did we... there's a question mark there, and I'm wondering if that's a puzzle. How do we get there? Because this looks like the most obvious route. I think we've seen... I know I said no exploration, but this doesn't count for whatever reason. This was where the statue was, yeah. I suppose it's possible that there's a jump pad somewhere to get over there, rather than having to do some silly water stuff. It doesn't look like it really... Oh, maybe it becomes a bit less deep over here, actually, where it's, like, close-ish. But I feel like this is connected to the Sphinx puzzle, if I'm being... Well, maybe not, actually. This actually goes very deep. Oh, yeah, you could just walk here. Alright. I suppose we're just gonna walk here, then, for a second. There's a puzzle. Find my friend and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, alright. So, we'll find that when we find that. Since we're here anyway, on this island, we might as well just make sure that the sprite isn't just on this island as well, yeah? Because it would be very silly if it's just here and then we're walking across the whole island and then it would just be right here where we started. Plus it's kind of like not super clear how you're meant to go to this place, so... I thought I saw 2 turtles and it was just rocks. That's actually incredibly disappointing. It does appear there's little bits and pieces all over the place. The water is sort of explorable, but it's a mess. I think that's just a void in the distance, so we're just gonna not look... Alright, we're just not gonna look in that direction. It's a bad direction to look at. Not intended to be perceived. Let's just leave. I think we'll probably just find it somewhere, yeah? Because the tiny islands seem like the more obvious route. To just follow that along until you get to this place. There's like little bits you can see where you can easily stand and safely cross, but then you can just kind of walk here from puzzle number 3 instead, and it just... I don't know. Like, this doesn't quite look right to me. But it clearly is. I mean, it works. It works well enough. It works well enough that I wouldn't even question it. That's more the thing, I suppose. There's a question mark over there. We're just gonna quickly run over there. Because it could be a puzzle, you know? It could always be a puzzle. That's why you gotta check these things. Plus it could be an audio log, and then I could shut up for a minute. And that's probably for the best for everyone. The role of puzzles. And an email. Very nice. So that's another question mark we don't have to go back to later, so that's good. That's puzzle number 2. We can just go to puzzle number 4. We're taking the really intended path. With all the intended bits and pieces that we're carrying along with us. While enjoying the music and having a good time. I thought I saw a force field there. I was wondering if I could deactivate all the way from here. It would amuse me. What's this? Oh, it's... Well, I guess we're running back. Are we gonna go run from puzzle number 3, or are you gonna show me like a weird path to take instead? Because I am excited to find out. I'm excited to just be led into the water and fall over. Surely this is gonna show the intended path. It's very slow. This is meant to be a chase sequence and I'm walking. And I sort of understand why. Because you really do need to stick close to it the whole time, I suppose. But why is it so slow? If I go faster, does it run? No. I don't know. They just forgot to turn on the speed boost for this one, I suppose. That's fine, the music's excited at least, so that's gotta count for something. There's an achievement for following one of these things without the chase music stopping. And yeah, right, this looks more intended. This is more like a bridge. Also, we already got that achievement, so it's not gonna make the fun sound again. And then we go over there, yeah. Oh no, we just carry on walking. Alright, yeah. Hope everyone's enjoying the reflections. That was the worst chase sequence I've ever seen in my life. Ay, ay, ay. That was, thoroughly unimpressive.
Utopia is impossible, but the future that is possible will seem like a dream to those who are alive now.
Yeah, you got that right. I couldn't have said it any other way, really. We did that. We, with our own bones, chased that flame. Oh god, I desperately want to explore, I'll tell you that much. But it gives me something to look forward to. Can I put things into puzzles? Was that just like the one, like, slightly misplaced hole that's gonna cause issues? Because there's plenty of holes in these here walls. I can't even jam anything from this puzzle, that's exciting. Well, at least from where I was standing. I would be very surprised if I cannot just smuggle things through these holes as I smuggled them out of the previous puzzle. Similarly, if I had the box with me, I think the box would have been a better choice. I feel like I should actually just bring the box every time, because I think it's just a more interesting object either way. But, you know. I can't just always be focusing on box-related shenaniganry. I have to mix it up every now and then with jammers. I also just really like the jammer as a mechanic. Because it's basically just a free key that I'm taking away from a different puzzle. Provided I could aim it at something, so it just seems pretty useful. Alright. Doesn't look like we can just easily jump in there. Wellspring. We could 100%... Where's the hole that I placed that thing next to? This is a really big puzzle, actually. Can I see it from this side of the puzzle? I may have placed it next to a hole that's kind of unreachable right now, and that's my bad, honestly. I'm also not just looking for holes, I'm also looking for other puzzle elements, I suppose, but primarily I would say I'm looking for holes, yeah. I placed that jammer somewhere, I just can't find it anymore. Maybe it's next to a whole secret area that we've never even seen before. Anyway, let's do something like this, yeah? Maybe like a bit better. This will open eventually, I'm gonna say. We're just gonna leave that alone for now. I think that's basically just its own little thing. Where is the red beam? Oh, this is gonna be a problem, isn't it? Not if I have this thing, I suppose. Just need to get that thing somehow, but in order to get that thing, I need to open this. And to open that, I need the blue beam. So all in all, it's quite the conundrum. Can I hit that? Ah, there's a big fence in the way. Ay, ay, ay. What can I do here? This is placed very awkwardly. I don't, and also my arm's itchy right now, so I can't just quickly look to the side. Quite the predicament indeed. Anyway, we're probably gonna have to go red door there, yeah. So we have another connector right here. We only have like 2 puzzle pieces we can move around, so realistically our options aren't that exciting currently. We just need to figure out some way to actually be able to do anything with this, and then that's pretty much the whole game. But seemingly, I can't aim at anything red. I cannot turn this blue. I'm just missing a puzzle piece somewhere. That's more or less what's happening here. If I just have this beam be active, what does that do for me, realistically speaking? This is a good way to make it more visual, you know? Just kind of figure out what my options are. But it certainly 100% feels like I'm just missing like some real dumb. Like a red lock just somewhere on a wall that I've walked past 4 times. Like this blue beam right here that I just full on didn't even recognize as a real thing. So, you know, it's small little details that are, yeah, easily overlooked, yeah? We'll get it done. We'll get it done. We're puzzle solvers. We're basically geniuses in our own right. Does this work? Is that a fence as well? That's a fence as well. Oh my goodness. Is it a fence as well? Everything's fences. No, this isn't, I suppose. There you go. Free thing? Free thing. Give me that. Still don't know where my jammer is, but that's fine. Okay, so I guess this isn't as free as I thought, but I can at least point this blue thing slightly differently now, so that's exciting. We can maybe get a red laser. We can get the... God, this is going to be a pain in the butt to do, because it's going to be just a lot of walking back and forth. I'm realizing that now. Because we can put this over here, and then we can make the blue beam... Oh, that's red as well. Actually, that's a little bit less walking around than I thought it was, actually. That's fine, then. Alright, so you... become red. Does this work? No. Almost, but... no. Alright, so that's red now. Which means... this is where the question comes in of how much do I realistically need to walk here? Because obviously this is going to be the end of it. I'm just sort of trying to see what the best starting point is. Like, do I put it here so I can point it at that as well? This seems right. Because then from here I can point at that, and that's probably useful. And before you know it, puzzle solved, save the day. Huzzah. Something like this. God, what a day to be alive. Where did I put that jammer, though? Did I put it next to some mystery hole that's not actually accessible from where I was? Oh yeah, there it is. Right next to the exit. Perfect. Yeah, I should have just taken the box, shouldn't I? Ah, well. Can't win them all, I'm afraid. I will just real briefly, real quickly, obviously, test this out. No, it didn't work from one way, but it's... I've gotten the taste. That says drop, but it's on this side of the wall. I've gotten the taste for holes in the walls, and now I have to savor every one of them. Looks like probably not, though. Box would have been helpful, because I could have just jumped over everything, most likely. Either way, I'm gonna get my jammer back and go to puzzle number 5. Look at us doing everything in order like a bunch of nerds. How exciting. Doing puzzles, using our big brains is... what a time to be alive. I forget what the Sphinx puzzle even was, but I think it just required me to walk properly. This is a triangle puzzle. And this is already looking promising in terms of helping stuff out, but... all of these puzzles look like you would very easily be able to break into them from the outside, but they've not accidentally built a giant mountain range next to every single one of the puzzles this time, so I think that was a smart move. They're starting to learn from their design choices. I guess we are also getting to the slightly more difficult puzzles now, so they can't just build a mountain range in case you get lost or confused or anything like that. There's big holes, like look at these, the size of them holes. The exit's right there. If I had a crouch button, this puzzle would already be solved. Which I suppose is one of the reasons why we don't have one, because yeah, it's just right there, isn't it? I do say that being able to open up one of these force fields from the get-go is almost certainly going to help out in the long run. In terms of making this less complicated, but we'll see if that's, if it's necessary at least. It doesn't look like there's much going on here. I said I would explore later. I'm obviously running away from what I was trying to do. Actually, like, just skipping the puzzle entirely might be tricky. Unless you could get up here with a box. Then it would be less tricky, I suppose. Because you would just do that and that would be the end of it. Interesting. I'm just excited to see how times change as you get further through the game, you know? Whether or not it's a deliberate design choice not to put mountain ranges next to these puzzles, we'll never know. But that's okay. Field of view. Every single one of these walls is just shaped like, what if I could just walk on it, you know? We have a red beam. We have a blue beam. What am I actually turning off? Let's check that first, because that's sort of an interesting thing to know. This is a converter, yeah? Inverter, yeah, sure, whatever. It's the same thing. We have blue, red, red, blue. We can definitely hit both blues. We can't quite hit both reds. There's platforms over there. Is this difficult? I genuinely am not 100% certain if what about this is going to be the main issue. Because isn't it... like this I could just put here. This I could... maybe make... oh, whoops. Maybe have you point at that as well. Alright, maybe that's the issue. That the positioning is just a bit awkward. The exit is open. There's like no way this isn't possible, right? Like this... if I just place this a bit better. I am a bit limited to where this thing can stand, I suppose. And to still hit both of the blue things. But if I put it as far this way as possible... something like this not work? Like what is the puzzle? What is happening? I don't think this could be... like maybe this is just really close, but this was the harder difficulty puzzle. Like I'm assuming I'm meant to put one of the things up here.
Kind of excellent.
But it's just not necessary because the puzzle's too big. Like it's what is the point of all of this? Oh, it's fine. I mean, I get what I'm like. I get that I'm meant to put a thing up here, and then I'll have like an easier way to point down and stuff. But jeez, come on. That's barely anything. I'm just trying to overthink ways in which this could have been an actual, like, conundrum. Mostly at this point, I'm just seeing if I can take anything out, because I don't trust this wall right here. I'll tell you that much. This neither. I mean, this is probably a more obvious hole to test. You can't test every hole. That's too much effort. We all know that. It's just too many holes. But the big ones, at least, are a bit more solid. But it's not like the first time either that a hole has caused a problem in this game. Oh yeah, well, we didn't need the jammer at least, so that's exciting. Where's the next... I don't know what's going on. That felt wrong. That felt like a Talos Principle 1 puzzle solution that wasn't quite intended, but was certainly available. Maybe I've just gotten real smart by not exploring. Maybe my brain is just utterly removed from my body once I start looking around. And now that I've not done that for once and I'm doing the puzzles in order, maybe this has like activated my brain so hard that I'm now like at least nearing mega genius. If not more. Mega genius. Like double mega. That's like 1,000 times 1,000 levels of genius, you know? Some people would say, pretty smart. I can just be here. Alright, there you go. I guess my like nose is maybe still above the water. Oh yeah, if I look up, I'm actually still above water. It's just when I look down, I'm suddenly in the water. Fair enough, I suppose. That's just it's just how people are. That's how people work. Us robots gotta breathe too, you know? Like what's going on over here? Obviously this is the first thing I'm excited by. We might lose the jammer here because I'm definitely gonna fall in the water and die. But in the instance that I don't, yeah, there you go. This is precarious to say the least. Maybe I can make my way back up? Man, probably not though. Yeah, this isn't great. Should have walked into the puzzle first, I guess. That's fine. We can fix this. We can fix this. We can... I don't think we can fix this. Fortunately, I did forget which puzzle I actually took out the jammer. Yeah, I was afraid that was gonna put us here. That's why we should have gone into puzzle number 5 first. But in my defense, they put a mountain range next to the puzzle, and so far that has always led to silly business. Having said that, I can actually quite easily check out this puzzle from the outside. But also, there's just a big hole in the wall there, which I think I was getting close to. I don't know if it eventually leads to the puzzle itself. And the other side is a bit more irritating to check out as well. Puzzle number 6 is over there. This also, like, it goes pretty high, but not, like, impressively so. So I'm probably not going to bother with anything around there. Yeah, that's, it's not really useful. Such a pity. It looked like it had so much potential. And instead all we get is watery death. That's never a good time. Let's go talk to this person while we try to do puzzle number 6.
Is it possible that on some level, people want to believe that everything's going to get worse? That it's comforting to think that humanity is bad and every solution will just go wrong? Because that way you're never responsible. You never have to take on responsibility for anything outside yourself. Never have to grow up.
I mean, I have to try this. It's just right there, you know? Okay. We're good. Balance of forces. Hop. No hop back just yet. We have a ladder to get out of here. Do we have a thingy? We do. The exit's right here. Right next to the doorway. Purple wall. We can make a blue beam happen. Blue beam eventually opens the door. Very good. Well, I have an idea. But I'm wondering if there's a sillier way to do this, because there's holes in the wall, you see. But I think the blue beam dispenser is here. Hang on, let me just get this out of the way, because it's gonna drive me nuts otherwise. Alright, don't think I can just drop this through the wall at least, so that's been well thought of. This neither... oh, that activates the thing. Okay, so you go there, you point at this, that will activate that. Can I hit that? No. That's fine though. Hong. Yeah, something like that. That feels right. We go bing bong. Oh, we can actually move on that one while flying. That's incredibly dangerous. Stop that. Oop. Point at that. I kind of need you to not be going back and forth the entire time. Oh no, this still works, yeah. Alright. Like, I don't know what's going on. And I mean that in the way of, this feels too easy. I don't know if it's just the mechanic. Maybe these puzzles just aren't that hard, but I'm sort of just breezing through this, it feels.
Melville,
What is it now?
why did you upload a picture of your hand?
We gotta check that out.
Why do you care that my hand is in the picture?
Your hand isn't in the picture, it is the picture.
I like it. It's very artistic.
Let's stay professional, everyone. It's not right to make fun of Melville's comically absurd inability to take decent pictures. She's a hyper-advanced humanoid machine, not a photographer.
You'll pay for this, Byron.
Yeah, Byron. Also, this is still going back and forth. I don't... Is that meant to be possible? Because I feel like the answer to that is almost certainly no, right? Because you can't normally... Like, these things don't fly that way. They just do that. But once it was in the air going back and forth, it just, yeah. It just did that, you know? So it's unusual for sure. So we can place things there. I have an idea, but it's not great. But it might work. Can I get that thing back again? Probably not, because it's... Oh, no, I can. Wow, this game is really letting me do everything I want for once. Alright, you go there. If I do like this... Yep, perfect. Yeah, I can just... Can I then grab it from up here as well? That would be lovely. Yeah. Just need to time it. Just need to time it. Just need to time it. There you go. Alright, so that was a nice little puzzle. This world's feeling too easy, so I'm just concerned about what the final puzzle is going to be. Slash the other triangle puzzle that we still have to find as well. But who knows? Maybe we're just yet to get there, you know? As far as mechanics go, this one is a bit more, like, less convoluted, I suppose, so that does help. We don't have to become ourselves. There's just not that much you can do. You can either just put a laser in the circle or not, and that's roughly your options, I suppose. And maybe that's where things are just going a bit more smoothly, because the amount of options that I have are just a bit lower than they have been in some of these other worlds. Having said that, this seems useful. Do we need a box for anything? We'll figure that out. Let me just go around the puzzle a little bit more. I wonder where the exit of this puzzle is, because I haven't seen that one yet. But so far, there's a lot of components to this puzzle, and that concerns me a little. Oh, there's the exit. Can I reach that? That seems too far away from the one entry point that we found so far. But, I don't know, we could give it a shot. We could just take the box with us, actually. I don't fully recall where the entry point was, but I don't think it was that hard to find. It wasn't that wall. Yeah, it was this one right here, I think. So then we could just hop, take the box. We can't go further in any of these directions, so that's awkward. That would have been really helpful. So we probably should have just dropped the box in there, because now I'm probably stuck here. Yeah, I shouldn't have made a mistake. I made a mistake. This is kind of an unsolvable situation that I've gotten myself into instead. And once again, I forgot to go into the puzzle first, so looks like we might have some walking on our hands. I will say, having a box here doesn't seem like the most useless thing I could have at this point. It certainly doesn't seem intended to have a box in this puzzle, and that can mean that it's still technically possible to get out of this place as well. So that kind of gives me some hope. I am willing to spend more time trying to get out of this puzzle with this box in hand than I am to just resetting to wherever it's going to put me. I guess the puzzle where I got the box most likely is where it would put me. Can I do anything with this? No. Ah, well. Alright, I'm here again. Puzzle number 6. Got our box. We'll see if we need it. Just gotta remember that we have a box at our disposal at any point, and that should be good. I do feel it's gonna be useful, because there's a bunch of switches in this puzzle as well, you know? So there's just a high likelihood of usefulness, and that feels good. You there, become blue for me. Don't know why yet. We'll figure out if it's useful. Probably, actually. Now we can take this. God, there's so many components to this thing. So we got blue. Don't have red yet. There was green, which we could turn into red with the spinny. If we combine it with blue. Can we point it at this? No, because we need a driller. God, we are actually gonna have to walk around a bunch. Fortunately, there's a driller right here. This is blue. So we could make this be blue if we so desired, but it just seems like a waste almost. Can I point this at the wall? No, because everything's a fence. But I can walk around this now. We are really following all the steps to do a thing. And that is exciting. Discharge. Become green. That's not working. Become green. Perfect. Back we go to the place. Driller. Hold the switch open so we can walk through the thing. It's so far, again, feeling too obvious, but who knows? Maybe it's not. Maybe it is not. So I'm just gonna put that there. We're gonna take the spinny, place it in the correct place. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. It's just, what is happening? It's been every puzzle so far. Like, what is... Every puzzle feels like there is exactly one thing you can do in all of them. And it's the most obvious solution, and it's been working every single time. I don't understand it. We're going into the laboratory. I know this technically counts as exploration. I don't care anymore. We got places to be. We got schematics to download, perhaps. To open up North 3, you see. In this weirdly foggy zone. There's a door there which could lead to exciting prospects. Byron's here.
This is where they must have lived. Athena and Miranda. You know, for a moment, I almost expected to find them here. But the only thing that's still functional is the megastructure. I'm sorry. This must be awfully strange for you being thrown into all this history. But that's why I needed you. Because you're not burdened with all these memories and conflicts and regrets. Weigh on our minds like a nightmare.
Nightmare?
Our civilization is caught in a loop, 1K. We freed ourselves from the simulation, but now we're trapped again, and it's our own fault. We're afraid of taking responsibility, afraid of growing up. Instead, we make up some capitalized words and build up all these myths around them. Nature, balance, the founder, the goal. We're afraid to face the randomness of the cosmos, but equally afraid to imagine a better world. So we're stuck. I've been trying to find a way out for years.
I'll help.
Something, anything, to get people to understand that we do actually have free will. That building a thriving, expanding civilization doesn't have to involve repeating the mistakes of the past. But I failed. Over and over. Yes. Because this is something unexpected. An anomaly. Everything we found on this island challenges who we have become. It shows us that different answers are possible. And maybe that can break people out of the loop. All we need is a spark. Maybe that's why she made all this. The puzzles, the towers. A way of jolting us out of our complacency. Thank you, 1K. I hope so too. We might be wrong, but let's be optimistic. Now, let's see what else we can find here.
Found a chess puzzle? Ah. Byron does not care about chess puzzles. Also, that's 3 black pawns and a queen. So there's not much of a puzzle going on here, so much as yeah, there's just trouble in it for both sides, because neither of them can play. They've both given up. It's a stalemate. That's what that is. We got some cool things on the wall. Why is it so foggy in here? I don't know. That doesn't seem right, but sure. It's incredibly foggy in this particular place. Got a cool seat.
Melville, eyes on 1K's stream. Is this thing what I think it is?
A chair.
Blow my fuse box. It sure looks that way. Best not touch it until I get there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a somnodrome. It's a sort of analytics tool for processing mental data that Melampus streamed up.
But all he ever did was sketch out the theory. As far as I'm aware, he never actually built one.
Looks like the founder gave it a go.
I'm gonna touch it.
Well, what we know is that our deeper algorithms are hard to pass. Melampus stipulated that the computational power to interpret them in real time would always be beyond us. But in theory, the somnodrome would interpret that data and loop it directly to our senses.
People were hoping to find answers to the big questions by having a conversation with our own subconscious. If you ask me, it's solipsistic at best.
Yeah, very.
Pseudoscience regardless.
That may be. But if the founder figured it out, then that device could be an extremely important discovery.
Would you try it?
I would advise against it. You may have survived all those data stream overloads, but interface with that thing and you're liable to get bricked. Not to mention risking the data we could get from it.
Sorry, Melville, but if 1K wants to do this, I won't get in the way. It's his decision.
Understood. But if 1K starts to smoke, don't be slow to pull the plug.
There is plenty of bodies remaining that I can use in that other world. It'll be fine. Anyway, it's very much solid. Let's go into the seat, yeah? Alright, we did it. That was good. I don't know why everyone was so worried.
1K, can you hear me?
Nope.
What did I say? You fried it. Who knows what data we've lost?
I regret everything.
Melville, I still think it's worth you coming here to take a look. 1K, let's pack up and explore the rest of this lab.
Private message. That can't be it. You. I didn't know there was actually all these things. I know that I've not really been reading, you know, anything, but there is. I've kind of just ignored that whole part of this section. I'm sure nothing's gonna go wrong with the fact that we did that, right? I don't see how that can possibly have any negative consequences. If it does, we'll never know. So that works out. Less exciting than I'd hoped. I'll say that much, though. I've been in more interesting seats, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it is just that foggy here. I don't know why. Strange. Anyway, where's let's go to the question mark then, yeah? That's puzzle number 6. Puzzle number 7 should be next on our to-do list, but first... maybe this is puzzle number triangle 2. Genuinely might be, actually. Yeah, it is. Nice. We could have a jammer at this point. I'll say that as well. I don't know where the exit is. Oh, it's right here. We shall see what our options are. Is any of these walls particularly low? Kind of, but not that low. I don't think I could reach on top of this with one box. Just an estimate, obviously, but it just seems unlikely, I will say that. Having said that, I'm obviously gonna give it a go. It's been, feels good. Feels strange not to try it, at least a little bit. I wonder, I'm thinking if I can get more boxes out, because obviously we have the jammer that we can take. I just kind of forgot what other pieces. We could get a second box, maybe. The second box would probably certainly be enough to create some kind of staircase, I assume, to get on top of wherever we would like to go. But it sounds like a big hassle and I don't really want to deal with it. So, let's just instead... let's put that over there for now. Just make sure that we can't just throw the puzzle piece through a wall. Lateral inhibition. Now this should be the tricky puzzle that's gonna stump us for a little bit, I would say. It's triangle 2. Now last time there was a fan. It wasn't that impressive, but this time it does seem to cover larger ground, so that's good. Can I take this over? No. Where's the thing I'm trying to hit? No idea. Stop it. Alright, so red would do something along the lines here. Can I do this? Yeah, but I don't have it pointing at... Well, alright, so this particular section wasn't too exciting, but now I need something to hold this down, and if I take this, it won't be thingied anymore, so that's pretty exciting to me. Is it? Maybe it's not. Depending on what my options are here. 'Cause I think it would be really funny if this worked. That you could just like point it right at the edge here and it would just sort of hit it anyway. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's fine. Actually. Does this work, do you think? This could be an exciting way to do it. Provided I could turn this on somehow. Alright, we have a puzzle that's taken more than 3 seconds. So far, I'm counting it as a win. I will just briefly try if I can do this in a silly way. It doesn't look like I can just run it. Because it is like a big square that seems to be causing a problem there. I just think that if I can turn this on while it's over here, yeah? That would probably do. I just need to be able to hit that. Because I'm guessing ultimately that's what you want to do. That this thing's on this side and you're on that side, and you push the thing on it and everyone's cheering. We could just take the jammer from the different puzzle. I will say that much as well. But let's just put that out of our heads for a minute. I am just making sure that this isn't an option. Because it wouldn't be the first time something silly had happened. What else can I do here? I could make this red, actually. Would that help me in any way? Maybe. Yeah, maybe, actually. If I were to do this, and not like that. Like, if I were to do like this, then I could what am I trying to do here? How is this any different than what I was already doing? I think I'm onto something here. I'm just trying to get the puzzle pieces to line up in my head a bit better. Because ultimately I'm effectively just trying to do this, yeah? Can I do something like this? If I could block this off somehow, temporarily, while it's standing here. Maybe. I don't know if I need this to be like that, though. Maybe I did need blue. Like, say we do like this. Would that work? Can I do this, actually? Yeah, okay, there you go. That works. Now I get it. Making it red was good. I just couldn't wrap my head around why, but it felt right. Good enough. Very good. Onwards to puzzle number 6. That still did not... or 7? I don't know. Whatever the next puzzle is. It still didn't feel like... that big. It was the toughest one so far, I'll tell you that much. But... that was gonna be the case almost regardless of what was gonna happen, really, so... fair enough. It's been a weird one. It's been a weird zone. Not sure how I feel about it. Again, if I had a second box, I think I could really get away with some nonsense here, but since we don't, we're gonna have to improvise at least a little bit. I think this might be key to our improvisation, provided we can place this box correctly, because it keeps falling down on its side in a way that I'm not really too happy with. Because I think that's possible, but let's just put that out of our heads for now. This looks like a nightmare. I mean, how difficult could this be? It's an RGB and RGB. We just need to make 1 red, 2 blue, 2 green. Wait, no. Not like that. That's still green. I need to make... Right, I need to make blue. Do I need to make blue? Actually. Oops. I think the main reason why I was worried about this puzzle was because there were so many buttons. But there was, again, it's visually quite nice. So that's good. Alright, on to puzzle number 8. We're just gonna run through this, it turns out. There's a question mark up ahead. Number 1's there. Where is this question mark actually? Is it this thing? For some reason I thought I already interacted with this, but maybe that's just a dream I had. Ah, and Trevor's back. Good. Our favorite boy. Can't wait what kind of genius he is now.
Strap in. This is a long one.
Good.
You may have heard the story of the carpenter who died to redeem humanity's sins. It's a powerful story. Bittersweet, very human. And I just want to tell you that it's true. He was a real person. And his name was John. John Carpenter. He was born in the year 1948, and he was the coolest filmmaker to ever walk the earth. From Halloween to The Thing to They Live, the totally underrated In the Mouth of Madness, mind you, he just made classic after classic. All of his movies, really fun, really atmospheric, but also really smart. Even when they were goofy, most directors would kill to have made just one of those movies. And what did he get for it? A big, fat truckload of nothing. Well, less than nothing. The studios, the critics, even the fans, they hated him. The Thing, okay, for example, which is about as perfect a movie as you can make, completely torn to shreds. And his career never really recovered. Every movie after that was a struggle, and after a while, he just got tired of it and quit. He only really came back to movies in his 70s. How many works of genius did we never get because of that? Look, I have a point here. People like Carpenter, people like Alex, they're not always appreciated in their own time. If you just do what's popular, you might never create anything important. Of course, we admire people who did the right thing, who didn't conform, but we only ever admire them after the fact. What matters is to support people when it's difficult.
And that's why I make these videos. Finally, me and Trevor are on the same page. He's finally starting to get it. I'm realizing now, did I just absent-mindedly get my box here? Like, I think my brain fully shut off somewhere along the line. I'll admit that much. But I kind of just got this box here relatively easily. Was there another wall over here that yeah, okay, I just climbed up here, yeah? That seems right. I was so busy listening to Trevor and his infinite genius. Yeah, it's easy to get distracted, you know? I think I did part of this puzzle. I once again, because you can move around a little bit on this one as well, and that so far has only led to strange little things. Alright, so I'm not supposed to have this box. This connector I was supposed to have. So we could do a little bit of jumping back and forth, so that's exciting. Is there a purpose to jumping back and forth? Seemingly not. What is the normal... I kind of just want to cheat at this point. I'm not gonna lie. It's very tempting. I was going with this. Actually, I got a box here as well, so I guess I just have a box available to me anyway. And with that box, we can do a little bit of this, some of this, and we go to the other side, and then we stop this from being on. Take that to the other side, everyone's happy. It's not one that bounces back and forth, so we can't just make it float infinitely, unfortunately. We have all the puzzle pieces in our hands, and everyone is happy. It again feels like there should be more to this. And again feels like I'm gonna do a solution that isn't quite right, but probably works. Assuming this hits, which I don't think it does. It does not. But this activates that. But that's keeping that turned on, so that doesn't work, but at least I can get the box through now. Do I have a red beam here? No, just that one. What does this do? Oh! I see. Yeah, that's pretty useful, isn't it? Is that useful? God, I am not seeing it today. I've used up all my brain juice for all the other puzzles, and now I've finally reached whatever puzzle number we're on, and it's made my brain fall apart somewhere along the line. Because the red beam was here, right? Okay. I'm overthinking this. It's just a matter of putting the thing on the thing. Because then we can put this close to the fence and away you, look at that. Hey. Infinite wisdom. Like, I get I'm not that far into the game, it's just that the other world felt more difficult, even though you could cheat in every single puzzle in that world. So this definitely works, right? I got up here, but that was with a box, I guess. But like, to take something out of here, surely this 100% would work, right? Yeah, there's just yeah, that is exactly what it says on the box, really. Very good. Let's go activate that tower, and then we're gonna try and solve the whole Sphinx thing. We have almost completed... Oh, we have a triangle there now, so that's probably good. We're halfway through the door just about, so that's looking nice. There's a puzzle there, as you can see. Can we interact with this already a little bit? No. Well, I say that. What if we, like, place it just right? Like, if we just place this, yeah, you can get a laser in there. You just have to point it through the hole. That's nice. We could solve a little bit of that puzzle already if we so desired, I suppose, but there's no point. There's no exit that works. At least not in the one that I did sort of absent-mindedly the other day. What is that? Oh, it's an audio log. Let's go walk there real quick, because these don't show up on the map and therefore are easy to miss.
Let us consider the city. What is a city?
Miserable.
It is not a gift from the gods, nor the product of nature. Unlike a mountain or a river, it is something that must be built through the deliberate arrangements of material by a mind imposing order on the world. And it is built to serve a purpose. To that end, it has roads and fountains and walls. And to the same end, it has laws and leaders. And though each city is built according to a different plan, all cities must serve their purpose, or they will fall and become ruins. Therefore, we may conclude that a city is also a kind of machine, constructed to improve the life of its citizens.
Thanks, golden creature, for imparting your wisdom once again. It is nice that you can at least sort of look around in the water if you just don't go too deep. If you really just nudge in there, you can just look around a bit and see if there is anything to see under the water. Makes life a little bit easier. Anyway, the thing I was curious about earlier was if you need to do all those puzzles here, or if it's enough to just be a little silly. Because this seems not that far, is more my point. Is there a path there? Kinda. That's pretty far away, though. Like, it don't have to go that far, is... But it is, you don't go, once you're underwater, you do just kind of stop moving entirely, which is an issue. So it's very much the matter of, can we do this? Is there a checkpoint anywhere here nearby? Because I don't really want to run all the way back. I don't know if this is puzzle, this is puzzle number 1. Very nice. Let's just do that real quick, just for fun, because I feel like, at least now I can experiment without flying a million miles away. What is the most obvious place to do this, though? Like here? Somewhere close to the part going up. Yeah, you don't get too far with that, unfortunately. It seems so close, though. I don't recall... Was puzzle number 1... No, this is the very tutorial one where I was still like excitedly going, ooh, they really shut down these puzzles quite well. And I want to say it was like puzzle 3 or 4 where I just sort of pushed something through a wall. I'll go to that question mark in a bit. Or now? I could go there now. No, I'll go there in a bit because we still have the Sphinx thing to do as well, so we gotta walk around either way. Let's, for fun, do assume, though, that this is the big tower, and this is the 2 bridges we have to make to get across it, yeah? So then, realistically, assuming that's right, something should just be, like, there. I feel like I can't misread that one this time, but who's to say? We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a bit. Let's first solve these conundrums. I don't have a method of doing this beyond just... usually it's very much the part of what is the worst, seemingly worst piece I can place here. And then you just move on like that. And I know that you can use like the green squares and whatnot to sort of figure out what you're supposed to place where. But I think this method of just seemingly just terrible placement and always a reward is probably the way to go about this. Because I felt like placing that line piece sideways like that, it felt terrible. But then, you know, that's the solution to the puzzle. So just go with your heart. There's probably a logic to it, but my brain can't visualize shapes very well like that. And so it shan't. So we shall not bother, and instead just sort of brute force it every time.
Sometimes it seems the only choices we have are renouncing civilization or mindless expansion. But that's not the only path forward. Embracing deliberate control over nature doesn't have to mean destruction. We are a species of artists and artisans, blessed with the ability to transform the raw material of the cosmos into new and better shapes. Shapes that have meaning. With our technology, we can take this chaotic world, so full of suffering, and turn it into a work of art.
Yeah, we could do that. That's exactly what we're doing right here. We're making art with our puzzle pieces. It's puzzle art. That's what they're gonna call this in the future. Is this, like, my brain is not made for this. It is specifically not made for this type of puzzle in particular. Yeah, that seems very wrong. Maybe it is something like this. But then, like, this doesn't quite work. Ay, ay, ay. At this point, I wish you could just, like, just jump off. Just run off the corner. And you probably could, actually, with some effort. If you really wanted to, you probably could just cheat your way off of this somehow. If I had a puzzle piece, could I maybe push myself? Like, just a box or something, just place it down? Because I wouldn't be able to jump on it. Maybe I could do some weird stuff with it for sure. Let's not worry about that for now. That don't seem right. I do not know how to do this. That's fine though. This can't be right. Yeah. This might work actually. And then like no. Other way around. No. And I'm trying to see what the starting piece would be, and even that is like I don't understand any of this. I don't understand any of this. I also haven't really paid attention with what I have tried so far, which probably isn't great. But I am reaching this situation multiple times now, so clearly I am repeating the same thing over and over. Which perhaps I shouldn't. Alright, let's say we start with... I'm just gonna brute force this. There's only so many solutions to a puzzle like this that are feasibly usable. This doesn't seem like it can lead to anything, so probably not. But if we turn it around, nope, not like that. If we turn it around, maybe we can get back to this situation again. Now we have this, and now we cry. This is the first time I've actually struggled with one of these, like actually. So, can we get there somehow? That actually seems surprisingly close to that. You might actually be able to reach that, like once you're actually on the other side. That's exciting. Well, I'll definitely have to try that on the way back, I feel. Alright. Let's take this seriously. Replace the L piece that way. It would be funny if it's just a matter of just placing everything in the first possible location, but wasn't the case, unfortunately. This is nothing. Rotate. Nothing. Perfect. What if we do this piece first? Seemingly the answer to that is probably not, but it's kind of close. It's the closest we've gotten so far. We've tried this, I feel, but there's no way that works. This is just rotator, right? Oh, it is different. Oh god, I genuinely did not see that it was different. I thought it was just genuinely the same puzzle piece. Alright, well that might explain why it's been going a bit weird. Because I've just been treating them as the exact same piece this whole time. What if I just... Alright, so that's seemingly nothing. With this on this side, though. Aha! Yeah, maybe knowing that there were different puzzle pieces was the key to that, because I just tried one and then just gave up on the other one instantly, which wasn't quite the way to do things that time around. You must be able to reach this, surely. We'll go into the castle in a bit, but for now we've got little side pieces. I know I'm still technically not on exploring duty yet, but there's you know, we're on the tower now. It would be kind of funny if we just fall in the water now, but we might not. Seems like a pretty definitive end to it though, unless I can work my way up on these spokes, but doesn't seem like this is anything. Unfortunate. Back we go. Look how high we can get using this stuff. It's very nice. This might just be another instance of this looks really close, but actually it's quite a distance away though. Because there is a big ravine sort of in between me and where I need to be, unfortunately. What we could do though is go into silent mode. Real quickly just do a gander. But it does look like this is just a fun little tower that they made and not much else. I can fly around surprisingly far this time though. Usually I'm sort of bound to where I'm standing. And it is bound to where I'm standing. It's just I didn't even notice the one on this side. This one has like a cool statue on this side as well. Does this one have a cool statue? No. Well then that one just became infinitely more interesting. We'll get into that in a second. That's just it's a bit too scary for me right now. I'm too spooked. Just checking out the environment. Look at that. That seems like it's something at least. But again, it might just be related to the Sphinx puzzle that we have ignored up until this point. And given the fact that there is one of those statues there and there's a chance that you have to just point a green beam at it. And given the fact that I can take one of those hold on to the beam color things out of puzzles and have access to plenty of green beams, I'm gonna say it's likely that we're just going to cheat, but perhaps I'm wrong. There were multiple X's on the Sphinx puzzle. My current theory so far though is it's just a bunch of going back and forth, but we'll see. This actually seems reachable. Like you can just walk. I feel like that's an important part of this. Hello, statue. Well, I just realized what the next 3 X's on the map on the Sphinx are gonna be. It's just gonna be walking around. That's fine. At least we've activated the first of X switches. Probably 4, if the map is to be believed. This is a long hallway compared to some of the other hallways we've seen in the video game. We can't get up here. Look at these secrets. No one else is showing you these secrets. I've seen comments as well, people saying that they haven't found any secrets either yet. And that sort of, on the one hand, makes me think that I haven't missed anything yet. And on the other hand, makes me think that the exploration so far has been not exactly fruitful, I guess. It's the best way of phrasing it. It's just been sort of a journey to nothing. What are you gonna do? I'm having fun walking around.
Halt, creature of clay. You have taken another step towards the flame. Before you continue, ask yourself, have the gifts of Prometheus ever truly benefited your people? Or have they brought nothing but strife?
That was actually more or less my thought at that exact moment, but yeah, sure.
Without Prometheus, your ancestors would never have fallen, and you would have all the natural gifts that your people have now lost.
Like crouching. We are better now than when we were flesh. Yeah, why not?
Your ancestors were short-lived and resilient. You are long-lived and rigid. You think you have raised yourself above the animal kingdom, but you stand on feet of clay.
Impossible. I was wondering why I wasn't moving, but I was pressing the wrong movement keys. Huzzah!
I've been thinking. There's 3 towers per cardinal direction and 3 entities. You'd think it would be symmetrically arranged. 1 tower per entity, right? But we haven't seen Prometheus at all.
We're built to find patterns. Maybe we're trying to find patterns where there aren't any.
Exactly.
1K, please investigate the coordinates I'm sending you.
Did we not fully explore the lab? Damn it. I was kind of hoping that the seat that we found and the hand thing that we found would have been sufficient gathering of information, but it would appear that wasn't the case. We'll get to the exploration and the Sphinx stuff in a minute. I guess we're just doing this real quick. Are we doing this real quick? Where is the lab? I actually don't really recall. We're going to the question mark. And with the question mark, I mean... we're going to that part of the island, that part of the island. And that's seemingly it. Alright. Where was the big top? This would have been easier to do before I did all this, but I think it should just be in this direction. We'll go to the lab in a bit. But seemingly this is realistically the only place it can be. Or I'm misreading the map again, but I'm just kind of hoping that's not the case this time. Wasn't this where we found the... oh no, there's just a big statue here. Alright. Consider myself not having said a word. I don't fully know how I missed that, but I was not exploring at the time. In fairness, I did say that I was in non-exploration mode. Very separate mode than what I'm currently in. Trying to find the last of the things, but also there's a big question mark there, and I kind of want to go to the big question mark. But it is surprisingly far away. Is it there? I think it might be. I think I can go across there. Can I go across here though? Questionably. Yeah. I was hoping that if I were to just look up the entire time, my head would stay above water. But evidently, that didn't work that way. Also, I think I found a new way to use this elevator. Let me try that again. I think if I just run at it. Does that work every time? Like, I did this, basically. No, this time I'm stuck to it. I just sort of jumped out. Don't worry about it. It's a glitch in the simulation or whatnot. It happens sometimes. There were 2 cats, you see. It was an inevitable situation. I'm just gonna real quickly see if this button's still pressed now that I've fallen into the void and also died that one time. It does appear to be the case. Alright, good. Because I'll tell you what, if I had to pull all those 2 switches again, I would have been furious. We already have the news that we have to go to those coordinates that Byron told us to go to. Even though we already, very clearly, looked in that lab and seemingly interacted with everything, but I guess I missed one thing somewhere. Was it that? Was that the only question mark? I feel like there was one over there as well. Maybe this is just the same one that I'm walking toward. Yeah, it is actually the same one. 100%. 100%. I just wish there was a better way of going this way. Because I don't want to walk all the way around. It's still genuinely my only real issue with this game. One of 2 issues, I suppose, is 1, there's no secrets seemingly anywhere, and if they are there, then damn, they're well hidden. Which, at that case, fair enough, I suppose, but I'm starting to be suspicious. And also, every area is just a bit too big. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it being significantly smaller. Because I enjoy the walks, but to an extent, you know, like there is a point where it's like, do we need this to be this big? And the answer is, I feel like probably not. I think Talos Principle 1 had a bigger size to stuff ratio. But that's ultimately kind of faded memories as well, so maybe I'm just nostalgic to a different time, who knows. I want to see if there's like a statue here that, with one of those things. I kind of, like I took a screenshot of the map on the Sphinx. I could just look at it, but then I'd have to figure out where I am, and quite frankly, it's probably better if I just walk around for a bit. I say now. I might come back to that very shortly, but we'll see. Did we press this one? Nope. There we go. Well, we did that, so that's good. This is just a path leading directly to where we need to be, so that would have been a convenient thing to use as well, I suppose. Question marks right here. At least it's quite large where I am. Yeah, there it is. That's the thing that we already saw. Was this the only one? I don't know.
One of the most foolish illusions that commonly persist is that nature is a victim and humanity is a perpetrator. This can only be the opinion of someone who has not witnessed nature at first hand, who has not seen its immense and awe-inspiring baseness. Nature is mindless chaos and eternal conflict. A system of predation and consumption whose perfect cruelty can only induce a terrified and unwilling admiration. Nature is our most powerful and least honorable enemy. A beast that consumed every last one of our ancestors and will consume us just as quickly if we are not successful in our struggle with it.
Yeah, tell him. I'll go to the Sphinx in a bit. I'll just deal with this real quick, because apparently I walked towards it in a state of lack of attention. This way. Been here, in the foggy place. This is where the chair... Oh, there's a door here. I see. Or rather, I didn't see. Good. Oh, no, not again. That's the third time this happened.
The singularity sustained itself longer this time.
Did we get the data?
We did. I think we just obsoleted quantum physics.
Maybe. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to be able to replicate these results.
You know, I've been wondering. You told me that in the simulation, one thing that kept you motivated was looking for answers. Do you think that with the work we're doing, we'll ever run out of questions to ask?
I don't think so. Trying to understand the universe means asking the same question over and over. How? How do you make fire? How do earthquakes happen? How does gravity work? How do particles behave? You keep digging deeper, finding another set of mechanisms, another set of hows. Step by step, you demystify reality. But then, if you keep doing it long enough, one day, you run out. You've answered all the hows. You know how the universe works. So, now what?
Now you ask why? Isn't that the next step?
It's not quite that easy. The question of why cannot be answered. Even if it could, it would only be followed by another why. At some point, you have to accept that it all just exists. But there is another set of questions. What's next? You've stripped away the layers of mystery, you've laid bare the machinery. Now you have to start building, to add your own layers of meaning.
Thanks, Byron.
Are you
Oh, there
okay?
he is.
You overloaded again.
Yes.
Yes, I saw. It came through on your stream. Strange to hear her voice again. But that was her. The way I remember her. The real Athena. Not this imaginary founder. I was one of the first she woke up. There was just a handful of us in those days. A small family in the ruins of a dead civilization. It was hard. Harder than anyone can possibly imagine. We had nothing except what Alexandra Drennan and the Institute left us. Now that everyone lives in civilization, they don't understand how necessary it was for us to build that civilization. They can fantasize about living in balance, limiting growth, retreating behind our walls. They don't understand what it really means to live in the wilderness. How close we came to not making it. How many people we lost. Yema was just the first. But Athena understood. She believed in humanity. She believed in us. In the inherent value of consciousness. Her dreams were so much bigger. She wanted us to reclaim the earth, to reach for the stars, to build and grow and learn. I don't know. I understand why she became frustrated when the city started thinking more about itself than about the future. It was frustrating for all of us. But we were still fighting for that future together. What I don't understand is why she didn't tell me. If she came here to do all this, why didn't she bring me along? She did. She must have. I just don't understand. But if all this is a test, maybe there's an answer waiting for us in the megastructure. Speaking of which, let's get back to exploring. Melville should have reconnected the next station by now.
Classic Melville. I look forward to teleporters being part of the puzzles. It's a classic staple of puzzling. Oh, can I teleport here myself? No. I can't get here though, and that's new. Maybe if I take a box into this place, then, Byron. Then we can just teleport a box around, maybe a bucket. We could just teleport a bucket around for 3 days, and then, before you know it, it's gonna be a disaster at our hands. But is there anything left to explore in this place? Because anything that shows up on the radar has been found to, I think. Oh, right, the Sphinx. I should probably do that before I forget about it, but I don't know. I'm feeling like we've seen everything. I'm obviously not 100% sure. And I'll be honest, I didn't try that hard this time to find everything. Except if it was around a puzzle, I did occasionally look around at least a little bit. I don't really remember if there were places where I was like, I'll go back to this at some point. I think there was. There it is. Nearly missed out on this right here. There's plenty of those in my inventory that I have yet to read. Yeah, I guess I didn't really look everywhere. I don't know. I kinda... Part of me, I think, has given up a little bit on the odds of actually finding something just in this game. It's been feeling kind of hopeless with how little has actually shown up through the actions that we have done. Occasionally you'll come across stuff like this, but it's very much the things very intended to be found if you were trying to go for everything. And I just want to find a cool little Easter egg every now and then, you know? Like this was just one corner of the islands that I hadn't really looked at. I just kind of forgot about. When you have islands like that, I'd be interested in going to those islands, but as you can see, they are so far away from everything else. No, they're not that far, actually. In this puzzle, I can take a box out of, I think. Can I do anything from the top of there? Let's just at least try. Get a little bit of hope back in our system. After the hopelessness of what this game has been bringing me in terms of actual cool secret stuff. This was just a matter of where did I get the beam from? Like here? Bam bam. Go here. We point the beam at the jumpy. And we're good to go. Do a big hop. We have access to a box now. If we do it right. If we do it right. If we do it right. I don't know if we can... Yeah, maybe. We might be able to... I'm just looking around right now, but I think we can at least do something like this. And get to the other side of all this stuff. And maybe from this height I can reach those islands. And if not, at least we gave it a go. I feel like if I don't explore at least a little bit, I've lost a decent portion of who I am as a person. So, in order not to do that, I'm gonna at least try a little bit here, yeah? But this seems fairly hopeless. I'm not gonna lie. This seems way too far away. And I'm guessing the box will just sink in the water if I throw it. But I might as well try. Yeah, that does not float even a little bit. Unfortunate. But such is life sometimes. You can't get everywhere. I'm a little curious if with the box you'd be able to reach like the other side of the tower things and stuff like that, because you just have like a slightly bigger jump that you can be working with. And that way you'd be able to at least do some, like a few more cool things. But as I said, if there are super hidden Easter eggs in this game beyond the ones in New Jerusalem that we've already seen, they have hidden them very well. They have hidden them in such a way that they are for a very, very minor group of people, of which I am slowly dwindling away from, it seems. And that is unfortunate. God, that looks so reachable, though. It looks so close to the actual puzzle until you get to, like, to this side of it, and then suddenly it looks quite a bit further away. Yeah, that suddenly just becomes fairly hopeless. The box just sort of sinking isn't great either for the purposes of exploration. If it just bobbed like a little bit, you know? We could have just ridden it like a boat. But even my little boat ventures seem like they're not going to happen this day. And that makes me sad, as they say. This is probably... I mean, this, you can just see, like, the edge of the world there, so that also makes me think there's not really a purpose to trying to explore that, because we know where it ends. At least we can see under the water. I do appreciate that much, at least. Because were we not able to do that, then this would have, well, it would have at least... I don't know if it's good that we can see under the water, actually thinking about it, because it kind of takes away the mystery of it all. Like, ooh, maybe there is something over there if we just find some way to cross the water, but actually we just immediately see that there's just a big void in between the two of us. And, just seems like the likelihood isn't there that that is going to lead to anything in particular. Ah, well. That's okay, though. Sometimes it's appreciated when the games don't waste your time too much, I suppose. Tis what tis. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this place, I think. Not like that. I kind of forgot to turn my compass back on, but I think if we just follow this thing, we should be able to get back to our little train set. Have we been there? That particular structure actually does confound me a little bit. Because I've kept being slightly too far away to bother with it, but I kind of can't remember if this is anything that we even looked at. Let me at least look at it for a second from up close. It does kind of seem like it's just a fun little structure. It's a classic bird beak structure that they've got going on here. This is just a reflection, I think, yeah. Ah, just a strange little triangle thing. Fair enough. It's at least something to look at, you know? It's a little bit unusual. There was like a hand thing over there. I think I'll just go to the next part. Once I figure out... You know what? I hope the next part of the game is called just like Small Fortress. Like the little castle that we saw in the snow that one time. And it's all indoors. Dealing with water is sad. It's just a sad time that I don't really want to deal with. I once again nearly forgot about this. Partially because my compass isn't working right now, due to my own fault.
None may know what came first, error or sin, and yet every choice depends on it.
So true, Sphinx. Just doing one little spin around just in case I miss like a question mark, which is feasible. Because I did keep seeing multiples, but I think I just kept seeing the same one. So I think we're good to go. We're just gonna put that down in the standard position, go to the next area, and call it a day. Yeah, we've basically done all the puzzles at least, so... To the Lost Marsh is good, it's another swamp. It's exactly what I was hoping for. All this time. Tell me about swamps. Maybe there's a marsh hopper somewhere. From Serious Sam, the video game. It would fit, is all I'm saying. Just like maybe a statue.
This area looks flooded as well.
Good.
Our ancestors melted a whole lot of ice. After they died, most coastal settlements were claimed by the sea. South of New Jerusalem, there's a whole city under the water. We went there once with Garrus, when I was an apprentice. It was eerie.
That's exactly why the founder created the goal. When you go past the limits, this is what happens. Mother Nature always gets her revenge in the end.
This isn't revenge, Al. It's just failure. People, cities, mountains. As far as the sea is concerned, it's all the same. Their mistake was forgetting that. Telling themselves nothing would change. It always does.
Anyway, with that outlook on life, let's call it a day. Next time we play, we're going to the Eiffel Tower, and then we'll see what kind of mysteries this island awaits us. And let me tell you, if any of the next places we're gonna visit is not an island, I would be okay with that. I wouldn't mind something not being an island, but we'll see that next time. And I hope to see y'all there. Bye-bye.